Hello, folks, and welcome to a new episode of Techie Tip. This time it's all regarding tube amps and tubes. Right in front of me, you can see my two Houston Kettner Deluxe 20 amps from the Tubemeister series. This one over here, you all know, it's normally standing up there. This is my recording amp, and this one over here is my live amp. Actually, this one is one of the first ever produced amps of this series. It's the prototype. You can see it in the first ever made video of this series, done by me for session music, and you can check it out at YouTube. This amp over here is already equipped with new tubes. That's a thing I do like half a year. I play it very often, and so I change tubes. Every time I'm feeling and hearing something's different in the sound. This one over here has the old tubes in it from the beginning. I realized there was something going on with the sound that I didn't like, so I was missing some kind of treble frequencies, presence frequencies, and so I decided to change tubes. My friends at Houston Kettner were kind enough to send me a new pair of JJ Electronic tubes that they are using right now in their products. EL84 are mostly known for being used in Vox amps. They got nice harmonics, pretty loud for a small tube like this. If you get them out of the box, they are looking like this. Small, tiny tubes with a lot of power, and I like the sound very much. First of all, this work is normally done by a technician. A friend of mine was kind enough to show me some kind of stuff I had to do when I swapped tubes. And his name is Erhan Mann, and he's working for the Werkstatt für Musiker here in Frankfurt in Germany. And he's the best amp technician I know, maybe the best one ever, and he knows everything about tube amps. Check him out if you have any problems with your amp. Just visit him here in Frankfurt. Okay, back to basics. What I do now is I power off the amps, swap tubes then. Before we are changing the tubes, I'd like to show you and give you an example what the amps are sounding right now. This one, new tubes like maybe a month, 2 months. This one, old tubes, can tell you maybe more than a year old in this one, because we haven't played any gigs since then. Okay, let's check out what it sounds like with the tubes right now. First I'm going to play the old one with the old tubes. Check out what it sounds like. And now the one with the newer tubes. think I was right with what I was imagining was missing with the sound in this one. I was losing some presence and some harmonics that you can hear over here. So let's change tubes. So as you can see, I removed all the parts from the amp with the old tubes, so that I can get access to the tubes right now. For all of you who want to try this, if you are playing the amp, realizing there's something going on with the tubes, and then you want to change the tubes, they are getting hot. Don't touch them right after switching off the amp. Right now they are cold and I can touch them and can remove the springs that hold the tubes softly. And then I'm taking this little towel to remove them out of the amp. Chaka. Next step is to get the new tubes inside the amp. They are JJ's and I think they are matched by a company here in Germany, Tube and Doctor. Let's get the second one. Okay, both tubes are inside the amp, so I can put on the springs. And now the tubes are in. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to power on the amp and see what the special thing is about this amp. Normally you need a technician to get something done that this amp is going to do for itself. Power plug is in, and when I switch on the amp right now, it will bias the tubes itself. So there we go, both lights were flashing, and now I can switch on the standby mode, and both lights are off, meaning the amp is ready to go. There's another thing you can do with this amp. You can see it over here. You can check the bias and match the tubes, just like this. Put a guitar pack in here. It takes a while, and now it is matched and ready to go. So, first of all, let's check if it works. So, get the guitar and the cable. Okay, guitar is plugged in, amp is powered on. Get rid of the standby and let's check it with the lead channel. Okay, it seems like it's working, so let's compare the two amps right now. After I put back together this amp, both amps are connected, and let's hear what it sounds like right now. Amp number 1, dirty channel. And this one. What do you think? I guess right now this one sounds a little bit, too less treble-ish, and this one is sounding brighter and time. They're pretty close. Sounds a little bit older than this one, as it is older than this one, and the tubes are older and this one is brand new, but I'm glad to have this one back with all the presence and the harmonics that I like about this amp. And so yeah, let me know, what do you think about the sound comparison, and if you are like to change tubes in your amp too. It really helps getting back the amp that you once bought at the shop or at eBay or at Reverb. Don't wait too long, because I had it once that my amp was shut down because the tubes were not working anymore. And when this happens in a recording situation or in a situation on stage, that's the worst thing you can imagine. So yeah, have an ear and listen to your amp. Listen to your amp, it's calling for you. And yes, so that's all for today, folks.